Hi guys, it's Natalie Zangon again. Thank you so much for everyone who messaged me and gave me your feedback about the Torah thoughts that I'm doing. It truly has been a pleasure. I'm so excited that you guys are listening, you're watching, and following along. So I'm so happy for that. So tonight I wanted to explore about the concept of do we does it mean, the whole concept of love and a relationship? What does the Torah teach us about that? And one thing I was saying yesterday, that in the 7 days of creation, I really didn't see the word lo tov, not good, anywhere else except in this verse, which I think it's so interesting. So basically in the book of Breshit, this is the book I am reading from, and I love it. The English translation is just perfect. Hopefully one day my Hebrew will get good enough that I don't even need the translation. Basically, in the book of Breshit, chapter 2, line 18, it says, Vayomer Hashem Elokim, Lo tov yihyot adam levado. It is not good for the mankind to be alone. So in the commentary, here we see Rav Bachaya says that the Creator had been induced to change his plan after it had been carried out. This verse really applies to the beginning of creation. God had first created man to both male and female, man and woman, being back to back of each other. That's how the original Ha'adam was. This explanation is for absolute unity. So for the absolute oneness, the original Ha'adam was created as one entity back to back. This is how they were created. So can exist only in God alone, never on earth. So, for absolute unity can exist only in God alone, never on earth, it says Rashi. According to the unity of the divine model was reflected on earth in the form of union of the double principle, male and female. But only, this is so beautiful, it says, but only when heaven and earth united for the first time to produce rain, verse 6, did the union of man and woman patterned on nature take place face to face. The desire of the female for the male resembles the mist which first rise from earth heavenward. After having formed the cloud, the heaven water the earth. Man and wife are only truly united. In this perfect union is born the reconciling principle of love. So the Zohar explains to us that this is what true union and love is. This is from the Zohar. It says, man and wife are face to face, and in the perfect union is born the reconcile principle of love. So one of the things we learn here is about when the first time that rain came, the beautifulness of the cloud bringing rain onto the earth. And it goes on to say that the Zohar explains to us as the perfect union is the union of face to face of man and woman together when they come together in an intimate format. Of course, this is so fascinating. Of course, man was able to produce in his androgynous form, just as cellular creatures can. He received the divine blessing, reproduce and multiply, when in this primitive form. But the reproductive act was then merely an instinctive reaction as it was for animals. So if that was supposed to take place, Ha'adam would reproduce just like animals do. There is no desire, love, or affection. It would be just a very physiological drive. It wasn't out of affection. It would have been out of a physiological drive. What perfection was, this act should be the result of his free will. coming from a feeling of love. To give birth to a mediator of principle of love, God made a helper for him at his side, Ezer Kenegdo, and thus created Eve. This is from Ramban and Akedas Yitzchak. God's boundless love was a factor at the origin of the world. This is from a book of Tehillim, chapter 89, line 3. Likewise, it is love which must which must cause the seed of human life to develop, and love must inspire the act of procreation. So the act of procreation should be encouraged through love and not just remotely because of a physiological drive. The deeper the love of a couple for each other, the more harmonious is the reunion. And it is in the intimate harmony forged by their love that the embrace of man and woman reaches its most perfect fruition. I will make him a helper corresponding to him. This expression clearly indicates that woman is created to give man the physical, moral, and spiritual completion which he requires. Man's task on earth is to greet for one to bear alone. He needs a helpmate at his side, owing to woman, man's second self. Through the close companionship of marriage, a man becomes truly a man. Without a wife, a man is more like a half a man. And nothing in this definition refers to any sexual relationship. Consequently, the role reserved for women appears here as being invested with the highest. I will make him a helper corresponding to him. So the value that God is giving to the woman is as a helper to the Ha'adam, someone that's going to help him to create a family, to create children, to help him to grow, to be the best he can be. So the beauty in this is that when you are looking for love, looking for your Ezer Kenegdo, it's about looking for someone that you're going to grow with, feel connected to, respectful, love. Don't get caught in the illusion. You know, we live in Los Angeles, in the world, unfortunately, people are getting so caught up with the earthly matter instead of the ruchniot, spiritual matter. Instead of asking, when you make a suggestion to a guy about a girl, instead of asking, tell me about her way of life, tell me about her goals, her dream, her passion, the questions they ask is, what tall is she? What's her physical body? I want to see the appearance. I want to see the size. I want to see her hair, the length of her hair. Instead of saying that I am looking to create a union with the physical body, spiritual, and in emotion, they get caught up with what? They get caught up with all about the appearance. You know, they get caught up with the appearance. They get caught up with the looks. Instead of looking deeper in what a person is supposed to are learning in the book of Breshit that talks about man and wife are only truly united when they are face to face in this perfect union is born for reconciling principle love. So what the Torah teaches us about love is about this act of giving, act of chesed, act of union, act of exactly like Brian Singh, wanting to see the soul, wanting to see what's behind the mask. Our body is like a physiological mask that covers that B'Tselem Elokim, that godly neshama that God put in us at the time of conception when we came into being. And what we forget to value is that soul that's inside the body because of all the physicality that's there distracts us. You know, everything that we see on social media is about covering the mask, covering the body that after 120 years, you return back to the earth and what you live with is the soul. So what the Torah is teaching us is get to meet people for their soul, get to meet as a person. So the guys, instead of just show me the picture, tell me her size, tell me her about her appearance. And the girls getting caught up with what does he do, what degree does he have, what credential does he have, and how tall is he. You know, the biggest questions I see from the girl is, how tall is he? What's his height? I need to know. I don't do size 5. I don't do size 5'5". I need him to at least be 6 feet. Like, when I look at my husband, I want to look up to him. And I'm like, if there's nothing to look up to, if the soul is not there, if he's not a good person, caring, loving, genuine person that wants to be a good father and a good husband, what do you have to look up to? What do you have to look up to? You know how many divorced women I know that were married to a very tall, handsome man? And there are many amazing, kind-hearted, caring, tall, handsome people as well. But I'm just saying, your criteria to build a family and build a relationship should not be based on these things. Singles need to wake up and smell the coffee. There's a lot more that goes into building a family than this camouflage illusion things that you've made so important in your life. Whatever happened to looking into meeting people's quality, learning what they're about, what their passions is, what they're excited about, you know, thinking about someone that line when the kids are asleep, you would look forward to sit on your patio, drink some chai or coffee, and just enjoy their presence. Do you think that the height and the weight and the size and the this and the that is what you're going to look forward to? Marriage and family has so much responsibility that comes to it. And unfortunately, such good quality singles are being pushed to the side because they don't fit the criteria of what people are looking for on the paper. That doesn't even. We need to wake people up, especially, you know, our community and as a whole, and start talking about what really matters in order to make that oneness. What I will make him a helper corresponding to him. God did tell Adam, I'm going to go make you a size 2 with long hair and da, 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 da. God said to Adam, I am an ezer kenegdo, a helpmate to you, and you're going to leave dok. You are going to attach to her and become one unit, full of love, affection, care, and peace and goodness. So up with someone or bring someone's names up, remind them about quality of the personality, about who they are as an individual, about who they are as a person within them. It's really unfortunate that we've lived in the timing that marriages and dating and relationships are being put on hold because guys don't have the right credentials, they don't have the right degrees, they don't have enough digits in their bank account, and girls are being put on the side because they're not skinny enough, they're not tall enough, their hair is not long enough, and they're not a size 2 or a size 4. Come on, give me a break. Just because a person is a particular size or not does not make him a good, loyal wife and a mother. And just because a guy doesn't have a master's or a doctorate or a lawyer does not mean that they are not a good quality husband or a father. Such good people are being put on the side because people are getting caught up with the illusion, which is fake. We live in a Photoshop generation. You are Photoshopping everything. But what's going to happen when you live in the home with that person? What happens comes up, the clothes comes off, everything comes up, and all you're left with is their soul. Can you tolerate their soul and create that oneness that you need, that makes us different than animals? That's what makes humans different than animals. We have the ability of yediyah. We have the ability of knowledge. So let's create an awareness and an education to bring more light into this world of darkness of what's being prioritized for a good marriage. That's not even the truth. 3 out of 4 people are getting divorced, 60% because they're getting married for the wrong reason. They are not getting to meet each other for the true reasons of what makes a good relationship and a good marriage. If you want to ask about what you need in a good marriage, go ask people who've been married for years. Go ask people who have family, who have children. Don't ask advice from your single friends. Don't ask advice for people that don't have an understanding of what's in a marriage. You need to ask about marriage advice from people who have children, who have a family. And unfortunately, we are misprioritizing of what really. How many people I call to make a suggestion to, or I tell them, oh, I know someone for you. And unfortunately, the first questions they ask me, the first immediately is like, let me see her picture. And then it's, what size is she? And then it's, people are not shoes. Girls are not shoes. Like, the size is not the first question you're supposed to ask. Come on. We need to make. Then the next thing is you tell them, let's say the person I introduced you is everything you've ever wanted, is everything on your list. And how long can you see yourself committing and getting married? And they tell you, I don't know, maybe 6 months, maybe a year. What? If I tell you that here's the ideal person that you were looking for, you're telling me you want to wait 6 months to a year, then you don't have your priorities straight. Then why are you dating now if you're not settled down until 6 months to a year from now? So we really need to bring more awareness and education about the importance of what really matters in a relationship and in a marriage. And the most important thing is get to know your own soul. Get to meet the soul of the other person. Get to hear about their passion, what they're about, what they're looking forward, how they're planning to make this world a better place, what their dreams are about having a family, and see if you're on the same page with each other or not. Because truly, that's what really matters to have a good relationship. It's about having the same mindset. It's about having the same priorities, the same goals. It's about being able to tolerate each other when you're stuck in quarantine time. No outside, no getting out of the house, no doing anything. Simply being each other's company is what matters the most. I hope you found this helpful. Thank you so much for watching. This is Natalie Zangon at gmail.com.